What's good, Commanders fans? A win is a win is a win, man. It felt good to just sit back and relax and cruise to a W. You know, I got my jacket on. Thank you to my brother-in-law for giving me the jacket last Christmas. But yeah, 23-10, man. Good win, solid win. The big thing was stopping Dameon Pierce, holding him to 8. He had 8 carries for 10 yards, or he had 10 carries for 8 yards, and he got suplexed by John Ridgeway. WWE body slam type thing. Ridgeway probably will get fined for that hit, but it is what it is. Gibby, 72 yards on the ground. Brian Robinson, 57 yards on the ground. I thought he could have got the touchdown at the end of the game, but, you know, it was smart to just lay down and let the clock run. But I wanted him to score, man. I really wanted it to be 31-10. I just wanted to beat him by – I just wanted to skunk a team, man. I want to skunk a team so bad. But yeah, I mean, they took care of business. Kendall Fuller getting a pick six. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. That was our first pick six or defensive touchdown, I think, in the whole year. That was our first defensive touchdown of the whole season. We don't get a lot of pick sixes. I know the last one we got was last year from Bobby McCain against Jake Fromm. But Kendall Fuller, man, he's really improved over the year. He's better in the second half of the season. Last year, he was better in the second half of the year. His first year here in DC in 2020, he was better in the second half of the year. So. Just a total domination by the D-line. Montez Sweat, John Allen, Deron Payne. Those guys, they're just stepping up, man. They're balling, man. The other guys, Tuhill, James Smith-Williams, F.A. Obata. They're doing a great job of rushing the passer. They're playing together, man. They're playing good football. Stunts, twist. Montez Sweat did a great job on a stunt. Got to the quarterback on third down. Deron Payne getting a sack. John Allen. D-line's just stepping up, man. Derek Forrest, man. He's just a baller, man. He just has a knack of getting the football. And that was a great play by Ben St. Juste, the deflection, and Derek Forrest getting the interception, and just way to just have the presence of mind and catch the ball and fall his shoulder and then roll out of bounds. Just a great play by Derek Forrest, getting back-to-back big plays, back-to-back force and turnovers, getting turnovers by Derek Forrest, back-to-back interceptions by Derek Forrest. Cam Crow had a big hit on Dameon Pierce as well. Our safety duo, our safety tandem is legit, man. They're playing really, really good football. This D-line is eating. They're playing good football. The D-line, man, the defense as a whole has just really improved from those first 4 games of the season. They have improved mightily. So Heinicke, just talking about his individual performance, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was kind of in the middle. You know, I mean, he should have got picked off in the beginning of the game, throwing the ball to Jalen Petrie. So, I mean, he had some good throws. I like Logan Thomas. He got the football to Logan Thomas. I was happy to see Logan Thomas healthy out there catching the football. Logan Thomas had a couple of good catches. Heinicke, he did run for a first down as well. It was only 4 yards, but got the ball to Terry McLaurin a couple times. Curtis Samuel, he's just a weapon. He is what he is. A lot of gadget plays, but hey, it works. And he's a weapon, man. You got to use him correctly. So this game, I'm not going to say it was a meh game, but it's just a game that you really want to take care of business, and I thought that we did that. So I'll look at my notes real quick. Actually, I'm going to look at the stats here and the numbers, then we'll get to my notes here. So team stats, we were just bad on third downs. We couldn't convert on third downs. Now, Scott, I thought he tried to get a little too cute with the reverses here and there sometimes. The 3rd and 1 where we threw the ball to John Bates and we didn't get it, I didn't like that. I'm like, bro, just run the football. To start off the game, we did a lot of end arounds and reverses and run up the middle. Then he finally started to run to the outside with Gibby and Brian Robinson. They did a good job of that. There was a couple plays where Brian Robinson was just moving the pile, pushing the pile where he just wouldn't go down. And he's just a dog, man. Same thing with Gibson. Gibson wouldn't go down either. There was a couple of plays where they had a lot of yards after contact and a lot of broken tackles as well. Third downs, we got to be better. We were good against the Eagles, but today we were awful, 3 for 13 on third downs. The Texans were 2 for 13, so we did a good job on third downs. Fourth down efficiency, we were 2 for 2 on fourth downs. The Texans were 4 for 4 on fourth downs. Passing yards, 191 and 127. We just rattled Davis Mills. He was rattled back there. Kenyon Green could not guard John Allen the whole game. Like, he got a holding penalty on John Allen because he was just getting bullied. He was just getting manhandled by John Allen and Deron Payne. We held the Texans to 21 rushing yards. That's incredible, man. With Dameon Pierce, the way he runs the football, he leads the league in broken tackles. He's 5th in yards after contact. Like, Dameon Pierce is a dog, and we did a heck of a job against Dameon Pierce. I really got to tip my cap to Jack Del Rio on the defensive line, just the defense as a whole. Rushing attempts, 40 rushing attempts. That's our formula. We have an identity now. Winning football games ugly. We are back to the way we played last year when we had that 4-game winning streak. Is it sustainable? Who knows? Is it doable? Yes, it is. With our defense playing the way they are, the run game, the Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson run the football the way they are, Curtis Samuel sprinkled in there, Heinicke not turning the football over, It is doable. I think it's doable. You look at the Giants; they do it every week, even though they just got they got bust by the Lions. I think it is doable. I think they got exposed. It's about time. I can't wait till we play the Giants. But you can't look ahead. You got to be ready for the Falcons next week. They are no slouch. 5 penalties. Tyler Larson, man, you got to do better snapping the football, man. Like, we could have scored a touchdown on that drive, but of course, Tyler Larson, who had an awful snap against the Eagles, has another terrible snap and throws the ball over Taylor Heinicke's head, and we get a field out of that play. So that pissed me off. No turnovers today. That's awesome. 2 turnovers by the Texans. We got the 2 interceptions on Davis Mills. So that was the keys to victory. Just run it. It was the keys to victory were very simple. Run the football, play keep away, time of possession. I know we didn't. I don't think we won the time of possession by a lot like we did against the Eagles because we just kept scoring and we kept getting stops. And Davis Mills is a guy. It's not like he's the guy that you want to just play keep away against anyway. So that wasn't like the deciding factor. I'm gonna look at time of possession real quick here. Now I'm gonna just get to my notes and we'll wrap it up today. We won time of possession 34-25. So that's our formula to success. Playing keep away, time of possession. Just playing old school smash mouth football. And that's what I love about this team right now. Like I said, McLaurin had a couple good catches, 4 catches for 55 yards. Jahan Dotson had 1 catch. The offense just wasn't really flashy today, and that's what we need. We don't need a flashy offense. We need a ugly smash mouth football. That's what our identity is right now. John Allen 2 sacks, Montez Sweat 2 sacks. He has 6 sacks on the year. John Allen's having an All-Pro season. Who else had a sack today? Deron Payne had 1 sack as well. Kendall Fuller with a pick 6. Jamin Davis did a solid job out there tackling. Had 5 tackles. Cam Curl already talked about the tackle that he had. Bostic did get beat by Brandon Cooks, where Brandon Cooks ran up the field for like 40 yards or something like that. That's just a mismatch right there. He's just too slow. And that's about it from the defensive side of the ball. Ben St. Juste had the deflection. He got hurt, but he came back into the game. And then Taylor Heinicke got hurt, and then he came back into the game as well. So, all right, my notes here, anything that I missed. Terry McLaurin had a couple slants today. I thought that was good. Jahan Dodson had a nice catch. Antonio Gibson had a nice catch and ran up the sideline. Curtis Samuel had the end-around touchdown. That was a nice play by Curtis Samuel. A nice play call by Scott Turner. Logan Thomas making catches. Deron Payne had a sack, and then Montez Sweat got a sack right after that play. The red zone. We got to do better in the red zone. Taylor Heinicke, they ran a bootleg rollout and it did not work. And then I forgot the other play that Scott Turner called. It didn't work. We weren't efficient in the red zone. We got to improve on that. Touchdowns, not field goals next week. That's going to be one of my keys to victory is touchdowns, not field goals against the Falcons. Because they can score. Cordarrelle Patterson, he's no joke. They can score. Even though Marcus Mariota, he didn't have a good game again today, the Falcons can put points on the board. They just can. Brian Robinson broke a lot of tackles and moves the pile. Scott Turner throwing the ball on 3rd and 1. It was a 4th and 1 where he threw. No, it was 3rd and 1 he threw the ball. I was not happy about that. Brian Robinson converted the 4th down run. Tyler Larson, terrible snap. Now the onside kick, Christian Holmes, he almost choked it away where he dropped the ball, and then Khalid Hudson picked up the fumble. There was a roughing the kicker or roughing the punter call that they called on Khalid Hudson, but he almost blocked and he just ran into the kicker. So I wasn't too mad at him for that, so it is what it is on that. So, like I said, I'm not going to say this is a meh game, but it was just a game that we won. We made it ugly football. Got to be better on third downs. Heinicke, like I said, if I had to give him a grade, probably like a B, man. We didn't ask him to do too much, except for the Jalen Petrie pass in the beginning of the game. That was awful. That was really bad. Like, he threw it right to Jalen Petrie. Taylor Heinicke, he gets, like I said, I don't say lucky anymore. I say fortunate. Taylor Heinicke got very, 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 very fortunate. And he's been very, very fortunate. He's 4-1 now as a starter this year. You can't go back to wins at this point. And Ian Rappaport came up with a report this morning that right now, Taylor Heinicke is the starter for the rest of the way unless he loses the job. That's the only way that Carson Wentz, even if Carson Wentz is healthy, Taylor Heinicke is going to be the starter for the rest of the season. And I agree with that as long as he's winning football games. I don't care how he wins football games. As long as he's winning football games, that's all I want to see from Taylor Heinicke. And like I said, I get Nick Foles vibes from Taylor Heinicke. I get Todd Collins vibes from Taylor Heinicke. That's why I feel like we have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs this year. We are 6-5. It feels good to be over 500 right now. First time we've been over 500 since our 1-0 start, so that feels really, really good. We're going to look at the standings here, and then we're going to wrap it up here. Chase Young, we'll see what happens, but I love the way the D-line's playing. That's all I'm going to say. I just hope he comes in and he gets in where he can fit in, not trying to do too much, and I hope he's really legitimately healthy. That's what I really hope for Chase Young. Don't have many expectations for him, but can he come in and be disruptive? Can he force a fumble? Can he bat down a pass? Can he get a pressure? Can he run a stunt and be disciplined the way that Montez Sweat has been playing and playing good football. You know, that's all I ask from Chase Young at this moment. That's all I ask from him right now. Playoff scenario right now, scenario. It's basically less than the Niners. The Niners play Monday Night Football tomorrow night against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals can win that game, man. I know the Cardinals haven't been playing good football. Kyler Murray's been very inconsistent, been pretty awful for the most part. But I don't know if Colt McCoy's going to be starting that game. But it's a winnable game for the Cardinals. I think they can win that game. I think they can beat the Niners. The Niners are 5-4. The Falcons are 5-6. So the game next week against the Falcons is huge as well in the playoff push because the Falcons can fool around and beat us, and they can leapfrog us to the wild card spot, say if the Niners lose. So every game coming up is a big game for the rest of the way. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think, man. Hail to Commanders. Have a good weekend. Peace.